Together, we can face the challenges of the next generation and beyond.
Improving agriculture, improving lives. The motto of the world's largest producer of pesticides and genetically modified seeds.
We're Monsanto, and we're working with farmers and partners worldwide to realize a vision for sustainable agriculture.
A vision not sustained by all. Thousands of Vietnamese still suffer from the effects of Agent Orange, the deadly Monsanto chemical sprayed by the U.S. during the Vietnam War. And the town of Anniston, Alabama, is still poisoned with toxic chemicals, contamination covered up by Monsanto for over 40 years.
Court documents showed their response when the executives learned that they were quietly poisoning the people of Anniston, Alabama with their PCB factories. They said, "We can't afford to lose $1 of business."
Today, they're most recognized for their growing monopoly over genetically modified seeds they patent, seeds that many argue do more harm than good.
Genetically engineered crops are devastating biodiversity, insects, human health, and our chances of producing food into the future.
Currently, 70% of food in the U.S. contains genetically modified ingredients, but consumers have no way of telling as there's no labeling requirement. And when polled, 95% of Americans support mandatory labeling. So states are taking their own initiative, like Vermont.
Despite passing out of the House Agricultural Committee by a vote of 9-1, the bill didn't make it any further because of the fear of a lawsuit from this huge multinational corporation.
A reasonable fear. 144 small farmers who say Monsanto's GM seeds blew into their farms and cross-pollinated have already been sued for patent infringement.
It's a disease that's been affecting many of the commercial pollinators, affect the population of the bees, and in fact about a third of the bees die every year due to colony collapse.
The latest buzz about Monsanto is that their genetically engineered crops and herbicides could be a factor in the decimation of the honeybee colonies. In Poland, 1,500 beekeepers recently demonstrated against Monsanto's MON 810 corn, depositing thousands of dead bees at the Ministry of Agriculture.
In Europe, they are against GMOs because they know about it.
In the U.S., Smith says,
it's been a carefully controlled media control coup.
In another coup, according to critics, Monsanto bought bee research firm Biologics last year.
Biologics has also passed themselves off as the ones investigating colony collapse disorder, explaining why it happens, and certainly we won't see Biologics investigating the connection between GMOs and colony collapse disorder.
Monsanto claims it's the responsibility of the FDA to assess GMO risks, but the revolving door between the corporation and government could be distorting the facts.
The person in charge of policy at the FDA, who made that policy, the hands-off policy, was Monsanto's former attorney, later Monsanto's vice president, and now back at the FDA as U.S. food safety czar.
Hardly reassuring for Americans concerned about the safety of their food. Abby Martin, RT, Washington.